made it to Marquette. We had an amazing few days exploring the Keweenaw Peninsula and the western UP, but right now we're in Marquette and we're at Presque Isle making some coffee. Now, we've been car camping this entire trip, but because I'm shooting a wedding on Saturday and we're doing a partnership with Travel Marquette, we actually have a hotel for the next 4 days. So we have about 3 days in between that we can just run around and explore. So today we're going to be going mountain biking with my friend Lewis. But like I said, first we are making some coffee at Lake Superior, on Lake Superior. We made it to the
NTN South Trailhead.
NTN South Trailhead, and this is my friend Lewis. We're going to be mountain biking for the first time. He works at Sports Track, and he was kind enough to give us some rental bikes for our first time. We're going to just have him tell us what to do, I guess.
We're going to check Green Loop out.
Green Loop. So yeah, here we go. And then somehow I switched the GoPro to time-lapse mode, which totally messed up some of the best clips of Lewis and Andrew doing some insane jumps. But we did take a ton of photos, and Lewis even got a couple clips of me on the bike. The trail even took us right to the Carp River and a little waterfall. So many pups on the trail. Hi.
Yeah, we're training her up for the trails.
Awesome.
Yep.
All right, you guys. Well, we survived. Huge shout out to Lewis and Andrew the second over here, for showing us around and for letting us use these bikes. That was incredible. I'm definitely out of shape, but hopefully we got some cool footage for you guys, because it was a little hard to document, but so fun and perfect color. I highly suggest checking out the, what's it called again?
The NTN South Trailhead or north, anywhere in NTN, the trails rock, summer or winter.
Summer or winter, you heard that. We went fat tire biking. If you haven't watched the video from March, go watch that. And it wasn't quite as fun because we didn't know what we were doing. Well, mountain biking was amazing. We're exhausted now, so we came up to the top of Marquette Mountain. You get an incredible view of the entire city. I highly suggest coming to check it out. You can either drive or walk up. Heading to the CR 510 bridge to meet up with our friend Ruffa Violet on Instagram. You should go check her out. But that's one of my favorite things about Marquette, is all this stuff is within 5-10 minutes away from each other. First we went mountain biking, we drove 10 minutes to Mount Marquette, and now we're only going to drive 20 minutes to this really cool bridge that we're going to be shooting. And that's one of the main reasons that I love this town. There's literally adventure all over. You don't have to go very far. Now, I've seen this bridge a million times on Instagram, so it was really cool to see it in person, and honestly it was a lot different than I was expecting. The lighting was super harsh, so I didn't take a ton of photos, but it was really nice to meet Rufa, who is a super talented pharmacist and photographer that lives in Marquette that I'd been talking to on Instagram for a while. And then we went to Presque Isle for sunset. It's always cool when internet friends become real friends, so shout out to Rufa for meeting up with us. The next morning we went to Presque Isle, made some coffee, and did some location scouting for the wedding that was the next day. And if you watched last year's video, you remember how stoked I was when we first came here and got to Black Rocks. I even said to Andrew back then, could you imagine shooting a wedding here? And here we are a year later doing just that. It's kind of crazy how life works out sometimes. We wanted to take it easy the day before the wedding, so we decided to just drive west a bit towards Big Bay and see what we came across on the way. This is our third time back in Marquette in less than a year, and every trip we are seriously blown away with how much we still haven't seen. And then we headed back to town for sunset to meet up with our friend Richie. And the next morning was the wedding. I didn't film anything, but it was such an amazing day, and I honestly couldn't have asked for better clients. So if you guys are watching this, congrats to you, Alex and Jaron. You guys are seriously amazing, and thanks again for everything. And the last stop before we headed home was the lighthouse. And that's it for this one. I honestly couldn't have asked for a better trip. We really timed it perfectly in terms of color. And huge shout out to Travel Marquette for making this trip happen.